All right, first thing you're going to do is square both sides. Gets rid of the radical. Don't forget to distribute that in there. So 3x minus 6 distribute equals 50x. Get the x's on the same side. Negative 6 equals 47x. Divide by 47. And you end up with x equals negative 6 over 47. But the problem is, if you plug that in, a negative answer, you'll end up with a negative square root, and you can't have a negative square root. So your answer is actually no solution. Be careful about that. I think I forgot to go over those on previous days. Okay, this is to the 1/3. So if I cube it, they'll cancel. So that cancels. 7 minus x equals 4 cubed is 4 times 4 times 4, 64. Negative x equals 57. Divide by negative 1. Okay. Now, in the previous problem, I said you can't get negatives inside the square root, but this is actually the cube root, and a negative would make a positive. So 7 plus 57 is 64, and the cube root of 64 is 4. So my answer is correct. The next one, before I can deal with the fraction, I'm going to make sure I move things. So 2x to the 1/4 equals 12. Divide by 2. To the 1/4 equals 6. Now that I have that isolated, now I'm going to take it to the 4th power. By x equals whatever 36 times 36 is, 1296. Okay. And of course I could check it by plugging it in, but positive makes me feel reassured. First thing I'm going to do is add 1. And I get 3x to the 2/3 equals 729. Now, a little hint is, see how I see the 3 there? I feel like 729 would get me with the 3. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 of them get me to that. So how do I get rid of a fraction? I multiply by the reciprocal. Same thing here. 3. That's gone. 3x equals 3 to the 9th. But then you're dividing by 3, which is like 3 to the 1st. And now you're left with 3 to the 8th. And honestly, 3 to the 8th is such a big answer, you can leave it. If you want to go times 3, and give me 6561, that's fine as well. But this one is so big that obviously using a calculator is what you would have to do. So I'm okay with you leaving it there. All right. This one's a doozy, so I'm going to skip that one right now. Let's do this one. This is the cube root, so I'm going to cube it. Then that's gone. X equals x cubed. And then it's cubed. I set it equal to 0. Take out an x. Then I can square root this. X equals 0. X equals 1, x equals negative 1. And when I take the cube root of negative 1, it is negative 1. When I take the cube root of 1, it is 1. And when I take the cube root of 0, it is 0. All right, this is dividing by negative 2. When you divide by a number, you're really multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to really multiply by negative 1/2. Okay? So those two negatives turn positive and the 2's are gone. I'm left with x to the negative 5/2 equals 1 over 32. I don't like that that's a fraction. 32 is 2 to the 5th, but it's down. I'll move it up. Okay. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2/5 to get rid of the fraction. Bye-bye. X equals negative and a negative, positive. The 5's are gone. 2 squared. 2 squared is 4.